Leonard John's bag is not sentient, but it takes the same place as sentient
It
people.
takes about like 10% of the real estate space in our 916.
But it's okay. I mean, we tried talking him out of it, but it's fine.
Okay,
But one thing we managed to talk him into is recapping the rest of the Final Destination franchise with Gary.
I think that like based on my experience from 1 to 5, this is just my own personal opinion now, is that 1 to 3 felt very organized. Okay, and note, I only watched like the last 2 months.
Yeah.
So I understand the progression of technology in understanding the Final Destination franchise and how it's progressing as technology progresses. So you can see like in terms of like the CGI and stuff like that, it improves year after year, movie after movie. However, with movie after movie, you have this advancement in technology. Things can look very nice, like I think the Final Destination 3D, right? It doesn't hit the spot with me. I find that the storytelling when it comes to Final Destination 1, 2, 3 seems to be a lot more fluid, a lot more ominous. Versus 4 and 5, where the tonality becomes a bit more comical in that sense.
Just like the Saw franchise, the more as technology advances, the more ridiculous and outlandish the death scenes.
I think a lot of movies that were from the 80s, you see even like the Terminator films, the first two fantastic classics, third one still not too bad, but the more they make it, the Chucky films as well. The first one really good because I watched Child's Play just a few weeks ago.
Okay.
For the first time as an adult. As a kid, I couldn't really understand, right? But I think once the sequels hit a certain number, like beyond the trilogy phase, that's when you know they're starting to just like throw stuff to the wall and see if it sticks. And, they're just experimenting with like variations of a concept that's already proven.
But nothing seems to land.
Some beats land, some don't. You know what I mean? Because like you can't appease like the hardcore fans of the original trilogy, and you can't appease like maybe sequel trilogy fans, to borrow from Star Wars. But yeah, it applies for everything else as well. Yeah, I just feel that quality wise, movies tend to dip. I mean, technology wise, they'll continue to improve, but like storytelling wise and all that, it will tend to dip. I'm not really sure how to speak for the other five Final Destination films, but small amount of money spent to like enjoy like 2 hours of like comical deaths.
I based on what you just said, the advancement of technology, right? Why I find the fifth to be specifically fun and special for me was because it wasn't as ridiculously done as the fourth.
Right.
Some of the deaths were a little comical in the fourth. I think it's because they were trying to go for that, watch out movie in 3D. So that's why the fourth, some of the deaths. But the one that really stuck out to me was the urban legend death in the swimming pool, where the guy got his butt stuck to the drainage and got stuff sucked out. That one.
He was trying to get the coin, his lucky coin.
Yeah. That was the one thing that was kind of disturbing for me. The rest were kind of ridiculous because that drowning scene, that suction scene, was the only thing that was realistic to me.
In
the 4.
Right.
Yeah.
4, right?
I think that in 4, okay, this is my take. 1, 2, 3 was really setting like memorable franchise. Once he hit 4, they actually hit right with getting hotter actors and actresses. What threw me off for 5 is that there were one protagonist and kind of like a semi-antagonist. Towards the end, he was trying to kill that guy. Yeah. Both of them look very similar.
Right. The white guys.
Yeah, and the only way that you can differentiate them, in fact, even the name is not memorable to me. The only way you can differentiate them is by the eyebrows. One of the eyebrows was like, they have like Shah Rukh Khan kind of eyebrows, very, very thick and very, like yours.
Very Indian eyebrows.
Yeah, very Indian eyebrows.
Like his, basically.
Yeah.
He's gonna touch. He's just gonna touch. That's all.
Just touch.
No touch.
If you struggle, it'll be worse.
Yeah, so it's like not memorable. The LASIK incident, and then it was not very memorable for me because it didn't seem very. I wasn't as connected. Maybe because I was also doing work at the same time, but I felt like there was a certain disconnect, in terms of the color. Alright, so the color was more saturated. So it may have been a case of
For 4 and 5, yes, it was more saturated.
Mm.
I was very surprised that I didn't catch any iPhones or any new cars or any technology because they had the whole film set in the 90s.
Yeah, but I mean, you could see what from the way they were dressed. But I think like in general, the FD franchise has grown to a stage where third, fourth, and fifth was all about gore and like appeasing the crowd. So I think like
Yeah.
I would like to see Bloodlines to see where they land lah.
I want to see which direction they're going to go.
Yeah,
first.
which where they land lah in terms of like the decision of where they want to go.
And R.I.P. Tony Todd.
R.I.P.
RP. Yeah.
Mm.
I think the direction they're going is in the fun direction. So that's what I get it. From the music to the cinematography to the performances, the script and all that. It was just really absurd. It's just an absurd take on horror and all that.
So they've done away with all the suspense, thriller, mystery action, and now they're going for gore.
Okay, like scene wise and all that, they still rely on the same like suspense and thriller kind of beats, like the false jump scare or like the build up of the music and something
So tension
happens.
building is good.
It's still there, it's still good. It's just that you can never take a plot like this seriously. It's never gonna happen in real life. You know what I mean?
I think you're
Like-
right. The first two was the one that you actually start to take precautions after you watch
Correct.
them. But the third one onwards, the deaths become so ridiculous.
Yeah.
None of us are ever gonna die in the tanning salon.
No, none of us
Except
are gonna
when-
die
except
the
when
way
we-
they died on
Wait,
camera.
no,
yeah.
you tan, right?
You can.
I do, but I tend
Oh,
under the
natural.
real sun.
That's
yes.
right.
Yeah.
Risk-
Still can die though. Still
You
can
risk
die.
skin cancer,
Yeah,
but you don't get roasted alive.
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
And with that, we'll see you in the next episode.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and maybe tell us in the comments what are some of the best and worst ways to die, or how you would like to die in the future. See you next time. Goodbye.
Bye. Best ways to
To
die.
die.
No, dumb ways to die.
No,
That's dumb ways.
correct.
You want to put that in?
Yes, this is definitely
You want
going
to
in.
put that? You want to put that one line?